are going to get taken the fuck down.
Germs.
Yeah. Like, dude, just for... Mondays are turning into I just got stuff
Yeah, I think you're right. This is Priest.
Well, the big long intro is kind of a Maiden staple, but the
Alright, so you guys are... So
oh wait, no, that's Electric Eye. That's Electric Eye.
So when we last left off of Pokemon Platinum, we were doing more of this route. Which, by the way, if you had a Chimchar on you, which at this point would be a Monferno, I feel sorry for your life choices.
Chimchar man.
No, I'm talking about in this area. Because it's raining. It always rains.
It's raining somewhere.
So, yeah, if you have a water type Pokemon, this is the perfect route out for you, especially if you have a Prinplup.
Alright, looks like I'm gonna have to start grinding up levels. Let me see what the ultimate album music is here.
So, Alex, what news have we neglected to mention last week?
Well, there was a few things, but I want to mention that Sid Croft, the producer and creator of HR Puffin Stuff, has passed away.
Oh, rest in peace.
That was a weird fucking show. My only interaction with it was that my mother liked it, and she talked about it. And then there was an episode of the George Lopez show.
Oh dear.
Where...
HR Puffin Stuff.
Yeah, there was an episode of the George Lopez show where his wife hired a guy in a Puffin Stuff costume to dance around to the theme song for his birthday. That was how the episode ended.
Weird.
That was all. That. And then a few years later, I watched the HR Puffin Stuff movie, and it reminded me of like a way more fucked up version of Requiem Spawn on this fucking now. Okay, OBS, if you can behave yourself.
Yeah, Krogunk, you literally gave me that win. You've no one to blame but yourself.
Capcom presents
Marvel Comics.
I wish.
Back when Marvel actually had a bone.
Capcom presents.
No.
Power Stone.
Oh no!
Oh no! Kakarot is so constipated!
That,
Oh no! Oh no!
it really is sad that just about
Give it your
every
best. Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
So anybody who's on my channel, can you check to see if the stream's going all right?
It's going alright.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to check and make sure that my controller was still working, because I had to take my Xbox One controller cable downstairs to get the DualShock 4 synced up to the PlayStation 4, because somehow, when the battery ran down, the controller got desynced from the console.
Somehow.
As it always does.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
So, there were a couple of things, a couple of news items that we didn't get through last week. By the way, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mehcast. Excuse me, ultimately crew we are.
Yep.
As we've mentioned just a seconds ago. Rest in peace to the creator of HR Puffin Stuff, whose existence I mostly know of as an odd novelty.
Ooh, I think this is some Yakuza music here, too.
Yeah, Tony's playing Five Nights at Fuckboys.
Seismic toss.
Damn you, balloon boy. I have for you today. Find item friend. It will cost you 15 tokens. Now fuck off. And then you'll get a, well, at least get a good laugh at the item description for this. Item is a fucking light, perfect for punishing degenerates. So now, we gotta go back to Foxy's spot, Foxy's Cove, and set it on fire because he's busy masturbating.
What?
All they
Scrap, create a knife.
RP Pirate Crow.
Okay,
You
I'm gonna
yippee piece of
craft
shit.
some handgun ammo. This.
Well, now we got the whole gang together.
Craft it, injector.
Now that we got the gang together, it's time to start grinding levels. Do a little bit of grinding. And then I think taking out some campers.
You know, I still find it funny how fist plates.
Well, let's get some better
I'm gonna go this way. Get another martial arts master. Nasty. One word for you, buddy. Deodorant. Use it.
Now we had some other news from the previous week. Alright,
Yeah.
the little blind girl is,
So y'all talked
there.
about the Avatar movie leak.
Yeah.
We have not talked about the Avatar movie leak.
No,
The
that
Avatar movie
happened
leak.
this week.
Yeah, that happened this week, not last week.
I thought it happened over the weekend.
Nope.
No, it happened over the weekend. We haven't talked about it on this show. I don't think we talked about it, period. Okay, so the Avatar Legend of Aang movie leaked, and I will insist on calling it that because, well, it's,
It sucks.
yeah, by the way.
Oh, and also Taika Waititi is in it, and I hate him, and I hate his character already.
Is that the Crimson Head? Is the Crimson Head thing making that noise?
I think it's a different version, a different thing that's even worse than Crimson Head in this game.
So, yeah. So yeah, they have induced on. Oh, and they've also induced onto us the entirely new voice cast, and I'm like, yeah, this is rough.
Didn't even get Dante Bosco back.
Nope, they
Yeah,
got
there's-
Steven Yeun in there, but
Probably would be perfect. I think it would have been perfectly fine to just come
but
back.
apparently we're basing this cast off of matching up to the character's ethnic backgrounds or whatever.
Thank you, you son long show.
And yet people are like, oh, he never said that, and I'm like,
He good as damn did.
He might as well have said it.
Damn, I thought that was
Yeah, with how he phrased that. And hell, too many people have been parroting a similar argument. And then it's just like, thanks a lot, Prozzy D. You ruined a lot of entertainment for us. By
Oh, fuck you.
giving us these diversity hires.
Alright, let's see if I actually got the levels to beat this camera. Engage the camera.
Well, that's me dead. Good news is I've learned a valuable lesson.
In Kung Fu.
Yeah.
What is with... I have a question. Why do all of the new Resident Evil games have chromatic aberration as a big aspect of the graphics?
I don't know. Have you encountered any pixely shadows yet?
No. I have the shadows turned up fairly high on this in terms of detail. Which is something I could do, because I've got an RTX 57.
Ooh, shockwave.
There we go, now we're fucking up the cameras.
We'll heal. So I presume that Ace Trainer is headstrong take me on. Headstrong to take on anyone.
You know, I used to be a big Trap fan once upon a time. I won't say, like, enormous, but I listened to that album. They're the reason I bought a 7-string guitar, but, I've told this story far too often, but the lead singer of Trap, Chris Taylor Brown, made it his mission in life to be the public enemy #1 to everybody on the internet.
Wow.
Yeah. Doesn't seem to surprise me, though.
Ooh, John Williams.
Imagine
to
the,
level 28.
Okay, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not dealing with another one of you. Because I seem to recall this guy mutating in a previous run-through here.
Five minutes at 5 always. And that's where you wanna be. I'm just a
Keep in mind, the female Ace Trainer said she was training for her Veilstone Gym. And you remember what Veilstone Gym was, Damon?
I have enough that I can craft a couple of bullets for the Requiem.
Okay, since Damon hasn't responded, it's a fighting type gym.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Grace! Grace!
Still here, sorry.
Grace, why didn't you... No, whatever.
So yeah, we have a normal old type Pokemon on a team that's supposed to be geared towards battling a fighting type gym leader. There goes Gligar. And Lickitung. Jesse!
Here's the game.
Jesse! Up there's Drifblim. Oh, now you have a Pokemon that could attempt to take on Maylene. Uh-oh. That's not good. And you're dead. Let's get out a potion. No, wait. We got a dozen of these. Use the friggin' milk. Oh, that's not good. Booyah! Finally got to level 30.
Okay, I'm gonna run around getting blood so that I can make more bullets for Requiem, and then I'm gonna take out that Crimson Head.
Oh, you couldn't have made my victory much easier, could you? Yes!
Let's see if we can actually see what all the boss moves to put the cameras in. Engage the other key.
There is
Earn 6,000 Pokédollars.
Living it up.
No, wait. With all the trainers taken care of, let's move on.
You know, maybe I'm only thinking about this because I'm straight, but like there's just something about the way in every fucking game, right?
Yeah.
The female characters, the noises that they make when they're injured sound so much like they're approaching orgasm, and the dudes always just sound like they're getting punched, you know?
Well, then you also have. They
I'm
also
not
have stuff like.
saying. I'm
They
not
also have stuff
saying that I
like
want the
Elden
dudes
Ring
to
or
sound like
Dark
they're.
Souls, where it's like.
Try to relax your anus.
Where it's like whenever they die, they're like.
Who magically appeared with that soundbite?
That was sweet.
Oh, goody, Porygon. Okay. Okay, so Porygon.
Is an interesting Pokemon.
Yep.
And that he's one of the.
Screw it, I'm putting on the old music.
Let's put you in the PC. Say duck. Hug will be coming with me. Will be coming with me later when it comes time for. Alright, let's talk to you.
Inhale my dog named Rachel.
I hate how characters in video games are never as like readily ingenious as I am. Because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start breaking down this fucking pole here. That's gonna be a weapon. Then I could use this bell as a noisemaker, or I'll throw those fucking monitors at them. I don't give a shit. I'm bashing a fucker over the head with this thing. You know?
Well, not everyone can be MacGyver, though.
Could have grown up watching Richard Dean Anderson shows.
Alex, sometimes I feel like... Sometimes I worry when it comes to writing stuff that maybe
Oi.
I've made
Boom
my
shakalaka!
maybe I made my characters a bit too smart for a certain scenario.
Apparently, Super Mario Galaxy had this issue where it's that thing. Okay. Where the writers were like, you know, we want to have conflict between Mario and Luigi, but the two characters are just too well adjusted, and they know each other too well. So they're just gonna, rather than having an argument, they're just gonna sit down and it's like, all right, how do we fix this? And I find that hilarious. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, to see the Mario movie.
Between characters. I'm hoping it's still in theaters on the 23rd because I want to go see that.
Considering it's quite successful, Alex, I think you'll get your chance.
I hope so, but Michael Jackson's coming out on the 23rd as well. I checked the screening. It looks so fucking good. And apparently, the usual suspects are bitching that they're not bringing up the fucking nonsense sexual assault allegations. It's like, it's covering from the beginning of his life to bad. Like, that shit happened during Invincible, and it was not true. Spoiler warning.
Not a spoiler.
Not to mention they already made a fucking movie about that shit. And guess what? It wasn't true.
Yeah, the allegations were all bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it was like, that's what I'm saying. There was
Why are you even here,
about the trial. And you know, they had a I think it was a white guy in whiteface playing Michael, but you know, it was, aside from the fact that it was kind of a goofy casting choice, it was fairly decent.
Why did I click that?
I've already seen the clips of the Billie Jean sequence. Oh my god, that movie looks great.
So yeah, the Mario Galaxy movie, it's like, I kind of wish it had a bit of, I kind of wish the story was a bit better, or whatnot. Like, you could have at least somewhat evolved the story to some extent. But they didn't really do that.
Hey, it's Kadabra.
Speaking of evolving, and how do you all feel about a reboot that regresses?
You're gonna have to be more specific than that, because that's every fucking reboot for the last...
Well, look no further than the reboot for Malcolm in the Middle.
I heard that
Yeah,
one
it was actually alright.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Came in.
I wouldn't say it was the worst, but it's definitely not what I call great.
Like it was fine.
Now they did have the untrammeled tenacity to take the kid from binary and the shit out of them.
Because of course they did.
But unlike Halo from season 4 of Justice, fuck you, mate cunts! Kelly didn't.
Damon, it's okay. It's okay. Relax. Anyway.
My biggest issue. Okay, so my biggest issue is that, like, you know, Malcolm in the Middle, good show.
Very mean-spirited in its tone, especially with the song, with the theme song, where it has "Life isn't fair, life is unfair."
You can now craft steroids.
The fuck?
But yeah,
Yeah,
overall,
What is this supposed to be?
I've seen a couple episodes of Malcolm in the Middle. It's all right, just not really my cup of tea personally.
I've seen the entire show.
Granted, Bryan Cranston actually did reprise his role as the dad in that one Family Guy
Saturday
sketch
Night
where,
Live sketch.
in
Yeah,
the-
that one too.
yeah, in the Family Guy sketch where he just finally got fed up with the wife's bitching and just did something about it. And then he's like,
So
"We're free." But I'm like, okay, that's funny. Granted, the kids are just as bad as the parents, but at the same time, the mom's toxicity is...
Unnecessary, unavoidable.
Yeah, it's like the kids are bad, and like the parents, and it's a dysfunctional family altogether, but
Yeah.
the mom is the literal worst character in the show.
speaking of reboots, by the way, did you guys ever watch the show The Middle?
I know about that show. I watched a bit of it when I was still in high school.
Okay, it was this show that was on ABC, right? And it always struck me as like Diet Malcolm in the Middle.
And that's the one,
I mean, given that part of Malcolm in the Middle's title is in there, that should have
Yeah,
been
I
a dead
think it was even-
giveaway.
Well, the thing about it was, it wasn't just that. It was like the characters all formed the same kind of archetypes too. So you had, and they cast actors who kind of looked like the people from Malcolm in the Middle, you know.
yeah, you got Patricia Heaton, you got Neil Flynn.
I don't know, like that was during that show and a bunch of others premiered during what I like to call ABC's dark era, because they put on a bunch of comedy shows.
How am I speed tied with a Staravia with my
I
friggin'
think-
Grottle?
I think the
Riddle me
only
that
one
game.
I liked at the time was a show called Suburgatory. And, you know, considering that had Bella Thorne in it, you can probably figure out why I like that show.
Because Bella Thorne was in it. Because you
Oh
had
my
very...
god, how did you guess?
Because you also have very, very, very rock bottom standards.
Listen,
No.
this was not a great year for television.
Alex, I've been through a lot of years of television, watching mostly cartoons that were actually good.
Okay, so I gotta go up to here.
So...
Check out
Oh,
the
wait.
full story.
So yeah, as we were discussing earlier, some people have the Avatar movie ended up leaking, much like the Injustice film leaked. And it's
Not
like-
only did the Justice film leak, let's talk about how the fucking Paramount has more leaks than Sony does these days, because Paramount had a couple of things that were aside from this. Like, they had the Plankton movie leak, or was that... No, that was the Sandy movie.
That was
Sandy
the
movie leaked
that was the
out.
Sandy Cheeks movie. Sandy Cheeks, Sandy
And-
Cheeks, Sandy Cheeks.
that Sandy had fewer cheeks in that than she did in the previous film, much to the chagrin of the furry fandom.
Not that that really matters. So
the only furry cheeks I want to clap are Sally Acorns.
I have several questions.
There are no answers that would get you any further than that statement.
Now, so in the midst of so two clips that were put out on social media had the gang meeting an airbender who apparently was frozen longer than Aang somehow.
Hey Kevin, how do you feel about horrible retcons?
You should know by now how I feel about that. Alex, how many Digimon stuff have we gone through with retcon? That's it. That ends up in Retcon City.
So many that I feel like we ought to get ourselves a map that'll keep us from going there.
So much so that I can't bother to adapt any of this shit in my stories.
The question I always have is, one, why did they think that this was a good idea? And two, who exactly was this for?
And keep in mind,
hey, can you get back the fucking kitchen chef?
And keep in mind, people are also people are also ragging heavily on Last Evolution Kizuna, as though it committed the same level of sins that Digimon Tri did.
Well, as Jesus once said, none of you are without sin. That famous Jack Chick comment.
And keep in mind, Last Evolution Kizuna stakes may end up getting diminished by the next movie that we'll be seeing, but in a good way, in a way that actually lines up with the epilogue.
Oh, he's going right where I need to be.
But the thing is that at the very least, Last Evolution Kizuna actually told a story that ended up with consequences at the end.
Right. I pulled the trigger and Grace just died.
And what consequences did Digimon Tri have? Oh wait, there were none. Literally none. We watched all 6 of those fucking movies. And where did they go? Nowhere. Why were they made? Because apparently Toei had to remind us of an anniversary with the Adventure series, but they ended up just being a gigantic middle finger to both Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 fans.
It's basically their equivalent to Mega Man X3, where nothing happens.
Yeah, it's literally nothing happens, you can skip this. The only reason why we suffered through that is literally just because Mako does appear in Last Evolution Kizuna, and Alex would have been like, who the fuck is that?
Yes.
Now, Alex, do you feel that Manoa was at least a better written character than Saki? Manoa Bellucci is the one who basically ripped off the plot of Sonic and the Black Knight.
Yes.
I kind of like the concept. People will be like, oh, Toei, hey, like, people kind of ignore the fact that the reason why what happened to Ty and Matt happened was because they chose to grow up. They thought that they were done.
When you thought you was out, they pulled you back in.
Now, I will say the whole thing about losing your Digimon when you get older or you grow up, that's just bullshit.
It is kind of bullshit, but at the same time, it's like, I get why that was a thing.
I understand it more. I don't like it, but I do understand it.
Exactly.
Like, the concept,
It's one of the...
The concept is functional.
Yes.
If undesirable.
Yes. Unlike, say, unlike, again, in the entire existence of Try, which served no function other than nostalgia bait.
I remember I was so stoked when I found those films at the dollar store. Now I know why they were at the dollar store.
Why? You were actually stoked about those?
I didn't know anything about them. I didn't... Like, you didn't usually find Blu-rays at the dollar store.
And you saw one look at Ty and Matt with Omegamon going up against Alphamon. You were like, yes. I don't know what this is, but yes.
Yeah.
See?
I thought it was me.
See? Exactly.
Oh my god!
How did I predict your reaction? I never met I've never met at 2010 NCU prior to 2019. But even, and somehow I was able to figure that out. In a bit more positive news. No, wait, I gotta go back. So, but anyway, getting back to the Avatar stuff. So the first clip has our group looking over the unfrozen airbender that they found, and Toph is consistently asking, "Is he attractive?" And people were apparently shocked that a canonically straight character is straight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, people forgot that Toph has kids.
Yeah. With two separate dads.
Yeah. I remember, see, I can understand wanting to forget that her kids have two different dads. I'd like to forget that they have two different dads. I'd like to think that they had, you know, one.
And that dad be you.
And already Torterra has given me the best move it could ever have. Earthquake.
Listen, I'm fine. I'd be fine with that, but no, I was thinking more like somebody in the setting.
So... I'm gonna lower the volume on this so that way I can talk to you guys, because... Spoiler alert, people, we're not gonna be making a whole lot of progress because we're gonna be grinding in quite a bit before we get to Maylene. So apologies to the audience who want to hear the music. If you really want to hear this for hours on end, I could fast forward this, but...
Only downside is almost no one really watches these streams except a few people.
Hey, look at it this way. We're doing this for fun. We're not doing this as for engagement.
Exactly.
The only time we do...
At least we do it for passion.
The only things that get engagement are whatever bullshit Ben ends up suggesting. Or sometimes the occasional new premiere of an abridgment. And that Alex and I happen to have watched. And all our Sonic stuff. And hell, one of our highest viewed stuff outside of the Death Battle reactions, in which our current highest viewed video on our channel is Eggman versus Bowser.
Well, okay, guys, the game chugs to such a significant extent that it stops me streaming whenever I pick up an item.
That's stupid.
I would just like to mention that. You know what else I'd like to mention?
What?
Nope.
So some people will kind of also say that Torterra wasn't really all that viable until Shell Smash, which happened in Gen 5, and it can learn that. in case anybody's wondering, what does Shell Smash do? Reduces your defense and special defense by, I believe, 2 stages, if I'm recalling this correctly, and increases your attack and special attack and speed.
I got the pantry key. I wasted my Requiem ammo, which means I can't take out the Crimson
Which, in all honesty,
I have the pantry key.
Which, in all honesty, kind of seems a bit of a waste, since, you know, you're just sacrificing a turn to kind of make Torterra a bit more fragile, and praying to whatever god you pray to, that the enemy doesn't one-shot you. Because Shell Smash seems like a very risky gamble. I mean, I get the competitive scene loves doing that, and sometimes gets insanely lucky with some of those. Like, seriously, how? What?
I got the takeout charm.
Like, I get the whole thing with stat distribution, IVs, EVs, and all that jazz, but just...
I got a Requiem bullet.
This is literally...
Why are they keeping bullets for a gun that Leon made in this fucking place?
I don't know.
Because this gun doesn't exist in real life. Spoilers, it's a modified version of an actual firearm. And based on Leon's history, I'm assuming that he has to have been the one to have made it.
Yes, it's called the wrist snapper.
But yeah,
Did you know that on certain OLED displays, the flash from the Requiem turns the fucking TV off?
I think it's something having to do with the flash reset on them.
Yeah, it's the burn-in reduction.
Well, anyway, getting back to the whole Avatar thing. So Zuko ends up. So Toph keeps asking if if the guy is attractive, and Sokka keeps saying, "What does that even matter?" Or to which then Zuko's just like, "He's attractive." Like you were asking, and I'm like,
and then a bunch of people were immediately jumping in as like, "Oh my God, Sokka might be gay."
No,
he's not gay.
No.
Last I checked, we have proof that he canonically had sex through him and Suki.
Yeah, I was gonna say, by the way, hey, fucking kudos, dude.
Sokka got it on with the first girl that he fell in love with. And
technically the second, but you know.
Actually, it was the first girl because Sokka didn't really. Because Suki was the first one that Sokka displayed any semblance of attraction towards, and then it was Yue.
Oh, okay. Well, you know that's good for him.
And meanwhile, Aang has a bit of a single target sexuality in the form of Katara.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm going back and I'm killing that fucking...
So...
bitch.
So yeah, and the second clip... And then the airbender kind of woke up, and it turns out he knew of a previous avatar from way back when.
Oh my God!
Then we get the next clip where that guy turned out to have been a bad guy. I already spoiling that.
Oh my God!
And he's mucking about with the spirit world, which
fucking
then
about.
Which then ends up causing a couple of the characters to de-age and a couple of the characters to age up.
Oh my God!
Sokka and Aang go back to their season 1 appearances, while Toph's apparently turns
into
an
nostalgia
infant.
bait.
And meanwhile, Katara and Zuko turn old.
Oh my God! This isn't the lamest fucking premise in the world.
Oh, and then Taika Waititi shows up, and I hate him already.
Well, who doesn't hate him?
Apparently people who think Thor Ragnarok's a good movie. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Boink.
Yeah, this is just music straight out of Judgment.
Anyway. Thank you, random member of Sea Cucumber Kevin's fan club. Anyway. So yeah, this... Oh, and it also...
Discarded items cannot be recovered.
Oh, and the
Fuck
way it's
you.
animated kind of makes me think of the Netflixvania stuff, but not in the best ways. Because I'm like, I get the very distinct impression we're going to be missing a couple of storyboards here and there. Because this was something that we critiqued with the Castlevania Nocturne animated series, which came out after the first 4 seasons of Netflixvania. And though seasons 3 and 4 of Netflixvania were really rough, they still had quite a few positive qualities. But
yeah, I'd still
Nocturne.
go back and watch all 4 of those. And even like the weird shit they did with Alucard with the fucking twins, you know? So like that, you can find a decent idea in that.
Yeah.
There's a concept there that's worthwhile.
I do not know why they bothered giving Torterra Leech Seed when you can't really reap any benefits from it in current generations. Because Gen 1, there used to be like a cheese strat with Leech Seed, but at this point it's like, why do you still exist? Like, granted, I get for competitive scenes, but that's about it.
Okay, game has disconnected.
Anyway, so since my Grottle evolved, let's discuss Torterra. I consider Torterra to be the best grass starter in all of Pokemon. He is a grass ground type, a very physical grass ground type, with a very pleasing aesthetic in the form of being a gigantic ass turtle with a huge tree on its back, on its shell. And upon evolving, it learns Earthquake, already giving it one of the best moves in the game. Woohoo! It's also a really good user of Wood Hammer, which is a really good physical grass type move. Though it kind of falls short, or in special defense and special attack, you are not using this thing to launch a Solar Beam or in some cases Leaf Storm. You are using this thing for raw physical power. Granted, I did delete Curse to learn Earthquake, but at the same time, Curse is also beneficial for the fact that you could reduce your already slow enough speed to give yourself a buff in physical attack and defense. So yeah, in a nutshell, Torterra is a beast. And since he has Earthquake, that makes it viable enough to challenge Infernape, as so long as he doesn't get one shot. Now, any questions?
Not much.
I got a question.
Is it about what I just discussed?
You fucker. You know what? Just kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me.
I see that.
Kill me.
That's not the case.
My question was gonna be, do you feel lucky, punk? But I guess he did. Because I missed. Hey, anybody here remember when Crimson Heads used to be a one-hit kill even at full health?
Yeah. They were annoying as fuck. And the only way to really deal with them is to blow their heads off and burn the body.
Yeah.
Or hell, just burn the body before.
So I'm over here actively not defending myself, and it's taken 4 hits, I think. 4 hits here for this thing to kill me.
Wow. I guess Leon's that much of a Giga Chad.
Oh, no, it's not Leon. This is Grace.
Of course.
Leon, I can only assume, would have taken him about 10 or 12 hits before even thinking about having a problem.
Now, one thing I kind of imagine for, like, a character arc for like a Turtwig is that first Turtwig seems kind of, I'm nervous, but is, you know, willing to go into battle. Then as Grottle, its confidence starts to build up more and more. But then as a Torterra, it ends up...
Hold your fire till you see the lights there.
It ends up being fully confident in its ability, is to the point where unless it's absolutely needed for battle, it just mostly rests.
Ah, huh. Okay, well, hemolytic injectors work, Tit.
Now,
encoding overload. The game's been working fine, and now we've dropped to 39 FPS. Okay, well, I guess I'm turning the frame limiter back on.
Now, one con about Torterra is that it has a 4 times weakness to ice. So, before you even try to think about if you're doing a Nuzlocke run and you're thinking about potentially fighting Candace with this thing, don't. Just don't. If you value the life of your giant and walking forest turtle, do not send it against Candace. Or Drapion, for that matter. Send something faster against it. And hell, with, although the thing about Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, even though it adds fairy types, fairies still can't kill it. Why? Because of that pesky poison type that it has. So, Alex.
Uh-huh.
As it turns out, you can catch, like, you can catch all 3 Sinnoh starters in Pokemon Legends Arceus. And...
Uh-huh.
And yes, they also all have, like, alpha versions of themselves, so they just appear as gigantic.
Gonna have to upgrade my blood capacity, I see.
So, Alex, what are your thoughts on Torterra?
Well, I like Torterra in the Pokemon trading card game.
In the Pokemon anime, Torterra... Both Ash and Paul had Torterras.
Yep.
Paul's Torterra mostly had an advantage with Stone Edge and whatnot.
Okay. Well, I've switched over to CPU encoding, which shouldn't be faster, but you know.
And I hate that fucker owns my favorite grass type starter. And meanwhile, Ash's Turtwig ended up evolving to Torterra while stopping Team Rocket from sabotaging Sunny Shore City. And unfortunately, ever since Turtwig evolved into a Grottle, it's become known as the L-Taker of Ash's team, which is pitiful. I'm like, Ash, What the fuck are you doing?
So, fun fact, de novo DRM causes this game to have less performance than it should. I presume that performance hit is also going over to OBS. So even though I have 64 gigs of RAM, 12 gigs of VRAM, and a DDR, and a 5070, and a 8-core CPU, and just a damn good computer in general, doesn't seem to want to work that well. And there's a massive performance gain from playing the cracked version. Fuck me for paying for it. Well, I paid for the monitor that I'm using this on. But I did buy this game legally, technically.
So... You know, the sad thing is, Alex, the L-Taker has also been a meme in the Star Wars fandom with General Grievous. Ah, the L-Taker. You know, as opposed to the Negotiator. So in more positive news, Viz ended up announcing that the first 3 episodes of the 4th core of Bleach the 1000-Year Blood War is coming to theaters.
Yes, I did see that.
To which I'm like, when are those tickets going on sale? I want to see this.
Later.
Believe me. Because it's like, that's gonna be amazing.
And I think the first episode that we're going to be getting is the stuff involving Yoruichi and the other guy's Bankai.
Kisuke?
Yeah.
I'm guessing due to the fact that that happens next in the manga. So it's basically, so you're assuming that the first episode is going to be Kisuke and Yoruichi versus Naklevar?
Yeah, I believe that's what's supposed to be coming up next. From what people have been saying.
And you remember what the last time we had an anime series have its first few episodes premiere in theaters?
Dan to Dan, Demon Slayer, and a couple others as well.
Dragon Ball Daima?
Which, by the way, you can't buy on Blu-ray anymore.
The fuck do you mean you can't buy that on Blu-ray anymore?
I mean that... So, I got my copy. Apparently some fucker on eBay who's selling it for like 12 grand got his copy. And hardly anybody else actually got theirs.
Well, I mean, in the complete season is on Blu-ray.
Yes, but you can't buy it from Amazon or the Crunchyroll store.
It's pre-ordered?
The pre-orders have been delayed.
Of course they have been. Why the fuck am I not surprised?
Mine wasn't. I got mine. It's sitting on the shelf behind me.
Lucky you. But yeah, seriously, it's like, Bleach has now gotten enough recognition to have a couple of its episodes of its final arc premiere in a movie theater.
Well, to be fair, though, it's Bleach, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing. None of the big 3 have ever had that distinction. One Piece has had movies premiere in theaters. Naruto has had movies premiere in theaters. Or hell, we got Hellverse in a theater, or along with the filler episode that ties directly into it. but they never had any episodes air in a movie theater or before.
Probably should also be saying
Dawn to
something
Dawn,
about the quality of the newer anime too.
Dawn to Dawn, I feel like might have been like promoted it really well, and it also helps that the animation studio behind that series did the Scott Pilgrim Netflix show.
You know, really good-looking show. Shame about that plot.
Yep. It really is a damn shame. And they got pretty much the entire cast from the movie back.
Massive waste of time.
I know! That's what's disappointing about it.
And a giant waste of an opportunity. Like, it was like, oh, you can go read the comics, you can go watch the movie. I would have liked to have watched the fucking show, dickweed.
Literally. We could have
Instead, you know what I'm not doing? I'm not watching the fucking show because the show is bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and thanks.
The show
and
makes
you
you
wonder why
unreasonable,
people
James?
don't watch the show. You're part of the problem. You people are who tell us like don't like it, don't watch it. I'm like, okay then. And then you're wondering why aren't you watching it? Do you really think that at like Mahler and his posse, that we're just gonna hate watch everything? Fuck no.
Well,
Like, if I don't like it, I don't like
things.
it.
We talk about stuff on this show. You know, I love doing stuff like that, but there's a goddamn limit.
I've reached my limit a while ago on that nonsense.
And you know, I use the brown M&Ms metaphor for a reason.
Yes, which is to illustrate.
Eventually
you asked
my
for
patience runs out.
You asked for none, but they fill the bowl with not only brown M&Ms but burnt Skittles.
Yeah. Like I've got.
And I guarantee you, there's going to be even more burnt Skittles in that jar, or in that bowl. Oh, when you get to when and if you get to watching Devil May Cry Season 2.
You know what I can't. You know what I can't wait for. I can't wait for Adi Shankar to add his name to the list of people who have ruined Resident Evil.
Because of course he would.
Because he's foreshadowing that like shit. Like, not Bill Clinton was talking about how, it's like, oh, you already got to deal with bioorganic weapons, and Dante was talking about the fucking Raccoon City job. And one of these days, I'm gonna go back to The Last of Us Operation Raccoon City and save that concept. But, you know, spoiler warning, you kind of already know what one of the results of that is.
I wonder if
Saving
that
the
new
day.
Resident Evil movie is going to be indecent, though.
It's not.
I've got my fingers crossed because Zach Kreger's a good director, but the thing is, like, Resident Evil is Resident Evil because of the wacky characters, the insane experiments and shit like that.
It's like a B movie, you know, the B movie plots and everything.
Right. It's like how you take any. For instance, if you take The Evil Dead and you replace Ash Williams with just a random guy, it's not The Evil Dead anymore.
Nope.
You take Resident Evil and
You replace Chris and Jill.
You replace Chris, Jill, Barry,
Rebecca.
Rebecca and Wesker, Leon, Claire, etc. with just random people. Okay, you can do that. It was called Resident Evil Outbreak, but Resident Evil Outbreak is not as nearly as highly regarded as the other Resident Evil games for a reason. Like, people latched onto the personalities. People love how Leon is constantly just throwing hands and bad jokes at his enemies. People love how Chris, when he's backed into a corner, just starts punching the nearest boulder and shit like that. People like Barry's dad jokes. People like
You were almost
like
a chill
Claire's-
sandwich.
Yeah, people
You're
like
right.
Claire's, like, feisty, fiery personality. Hey, they like Jill for not taking any bullshit, which got taken in the exact wrong direction in the Resident Evil 3 remake. But we'll just pretend that game doesn't exist.
Alex, sooner or later, one of us is gonna end up playing it, so we can.
Oh, I'm going to be playing it after I get done with. After I get done with this, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play the original Resident Evil again, and then I'm gonna play through 2, and then I'm gonna play the 2 remake, and then I'm gonna play 3, and then I'm gonna play the 3 remake.
Looking at it this way, the remake stopped being good with 2.
Then I'm gonna play 4 again for like the 50th fucking time, and then I'm gonna play the 4 remake.
Stream.
And then...
Alex, keep in mind you're gonna have to find a way to beat my. You might have to try to one up me, doing a professional mode run.
Hey, I will. Remember, I am down with doing professional mode. I had a great time playing professional mode on the Wii.
I challenge you to do that then. And you can't use a New Game Plus save file. You have to do it fresh.
Oh, that was what I did. Like when I did that on the Wii, I did it with no upgrades. I sold off all of the additional gear and stuff because I had to download a file off of the internet because I'd beaten the game on GameCube and PS2 previously.
If you get Resident Evil 4 on PC, make sure you download the HD texture pack mod.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna do. Because while I like the way it looks on the PC version, it's still based on the PS2 version, and
well, here's the thing: the PC
Xbox
version
360 port of the PS2 version. So,
yeah. So,
by the way, the PS4 version is also based on that fucking port, and they switched the attack and action buttons. That's why I haven't played through that version of the game.
I did.
I'm so sorry.
Alex, you were there.
I know. Then after that, after I get done with the Resident Evil 4 remake, I'm gonna be going back to Resident Evil 5.
What are you gonna try to... Are you gonna have me... You tag along for that one?
You can tag along for that if you want. If you don't want to replay it, I can always get Ben to do it, because Ben was saying that we should do it too, so...
Well, if Ben's doing it, then count me out of that.
Well, I wasn't expecting you to, like, replay it if you know...
I would love to replay a 5 again.
Well, I'm sure we can figure out a way for me to wire up 2 versions of the game to the same controller.
Alex, I have the PlayStation 4 version.
Yes, and you have the PC version as well.
I'm playing it off the version that I got first.
Kevin.
Because it has all my stuff on it.
Oh. Okay.
And keep in mind, Alex, you were gushing about the mansion DLC.
I know.
Go! 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 Go!
I remember somebody was... Okay, so the Resident Evil shipping discourse has gotten even weirder than it was previously. Because...
Was it ever normal?
No, it was never normal in the first place, but it's gotten even weirder. So, somebody who was really seriously trying to push, of all people, Leon and Jill, was saying,
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, no. Leon and Jill.
That doesn't seem that bad.
Leon and Jill have shared the screen once together.
And that was in the fourth CGI movie.
Uh-huh.
Keep that in mind. Leon has shared more screen time with Barry goddamn Burton than he did with Jill. And that was in a Game Boy game.
Which isn't canon anymore, but, you know. Oh, god damn it.
So... So what I'm kind of doing is trying to get my main party members up to level 34 to line up with my to line up with my Staravia, because at level 34 is when it turns into Staraptor.
What? Excuse me.
Excuse me, or the game?
Me.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure, because... Well, anyway.
Okay.
Okay, sweet.
So, Pokemon has had at least 6 death battles.
Oh god, Sherry Birkin had more sense of self-preservation than you did when she was 12.
Yeah,
Right.
Both the original and in the remake. Hell, I think Ashley from Resident Evil 4 had more of a sense of self-preservation. And you know, she was Leon! 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 And Miss dies instantly to a knife swing. Because heaven forbid you have her around when you're trying to swing your knife at boxes and whatnot for goodies.
Oh god. Subject, Eileen Zimmerson. Symptoms, persistent vocalization and wandering. The surgical removal of some cranial nerves resulted in a type of histrionic personality disorder that can only be described as main character syndrome. The patient continues to wander around the care center singing.
Oh, that lady.
Yeah.
You think if you took away
one chest, singing
you'd
fucking
get a
zombie.
good head off her?
So, okay, so the internet has already answered that, and as long as you give her a nice solid porkin downstairs, she'll apparently do whatever you want.
Did you find the hospital guy that's wandering around there that can one-shot anything?
Are you talking about the fucking the guy with the knife or the big fucker?
There's the guy who's got like the little hospital thing that's wandering around.
Because there's a guy with a big saw. He can't one-shot stuff, but he can come close. Okay, 30, 10, 50.
I'm gonna go ahead and dip out for the night, y'all.
All right.
See you later,
Take
Tommy.
care.
All right.
Oh my god, it's Gideon. But yeah, somebody was saying, it's like, oh, in like the expanded material for Resident Evil 5, like the web shit, Chris has a girlfriend, and it's like, that means that we can ship Jill with Leon now. And I was like, okay. I mean, if you've forgotten about the entire point of Resident Evil 5, you can make that argument, but, you know.
Yeah, seriously. Like, the whole point of Resident Evil 5 is Chris is learning to learning to actually entrust himself with a partner again.
Right, yeah.
Because that was the whole point of his character arc in that game, and...
I'm not a big fan, I have to say, of what they keep doing to the characters, where they keep, like, repeating arcs and having other people take on other people's traits and stuff like that. But
yeah, don't remind me. And the thing is that I still vividly recall quite a bit of our playthrough, Alex.
Yeah. I need more Decker.
Could you at least remember that you only have room for 9 or for 10 things in your equipment slot, and you don't need to fill them with machine guns? Because I've got all the ammo that both of us need. Which, by the way, you can get the infinite ammo by buying it in the...
Yeah, you can get infinite ammo in this game, too.
Of course you can. One of the most unique things that the RE2 remake ended up introducing were those, like, plant-covered zombies that sounded straight out of The Grudge.
Yeah, those are neat little things.
They're like... And, of course, they actually made Mr. X's music quite unnerving in the remake. Like, it sends a bit of anxiety down your spine. You're like, oh no, this guy's coming to get me, and I can't kill him. Although that's what the mod for X Gon Give It To Ya is for.
Our sun, moon, sun. Hey! I'm a smart boy.
So,
I got fun quartz. I got a notebook. Oh my god, I have the keys.
Jeez.
Now, speaking of shipping discourse, though, by the way, I saw somebody legitimately try and make the argument that a Leon-Ashley relationship would be problematic because of a quote-unquote power imbalance. Now, I'm going to make a guess for a second where they think the power imbalance lies.
I think it's in Leon's massive biceps.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
But, seriously. Like, where do you think this person said that the power imbalance lies in that relationship, potentially?
And the fact that Leon has a penis and she has a vagina?
Close. It was in the fact that Leon is, in a position of saving her, and like, if she turned him down, he could just not save her. This was a really retarded piece of argumentation that I saw, and, I had no idea what to say, because it's like, it seems to me kind of obvious that of the two, Ashley, being the president's daughter, has more power.
Literally.
Especially considering that it's like, it would have been wildly out of character for Leon to have done that. Like, Leon turned her down at the end of the game.
Literally.
I will remind you.
Like, Ashley wanted to have some downtime between them, but then Leon's like, look, first we gotta get you home.
Or as that one comic put it,
it's like Leon and Ashley's relationship is strictly professional to him.
Yeah. So it just kind of baffles me that anybody could look at that and say it's like, oh, this is a potentially problematic relationship, because like if Ashley turned Leon down, it was like Leon turned Ashley down. Like, if she wanted to, she could, I don't know, but like, she could have him fucking fired. She's the president's daughter. Or like,
at the time of that game, yes.
Oh yeah, at the time of the game, you know. Oh, that's the whole point. Like, one word to President Graham, and he's not with.
And he's not with.
Was it the DSO? Was it what organization was he with? Because apparently it wasn't the Secret Service.
Which is
stupid. Even though you'd think that it would be the job of the Secret Service to rescue the president's daughter in a situation like that.
I mean, hell, she was kidnapped by the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah.
And nobody expects them. Damn it. Sorry, I was looking at each potential entryway they could come in, but they did not appear. And yes, that is a Monty Python reference for those who don't know. Or who are uncultured.
This Monty Python reference. This is a Monty Python reference.
So... although I find it funny how...
You better not come back to life. I shot you with my Requiem.
Alex, never forget that just in the midst of all this shipping discourse and whatnot on social media, hardly anybody has questioned and me pairing Terra up with Damien.
No, yeah. I've gotten... You know,
I'd be like...
I mentioned, you know, if you already know that, you know, success happens in The Last of Us Operation Raccoon City, but at the same time, I mean, it was like, there's also a different outcome that everybody knows about now, if you've read Till on Death Do We Part.
Yep.
Like, guess who Claire got together with? Hint, it's not Leon.
It's a guy she has canonically gone out with in Capcom lore.
The only person who's commented on that was Ben.
Why am I not surprised that...
Why? It's just Ben. Ben is the only one who brought that up. I was expecting more people. Oh, because it's a fucking prominent scene in the third chapter, you know?
Yeah.
With the amount of hits that story's gotten, I was expecting more people.
Shipping discourse is the reason why your story got so popular.
I know.
And I'm surprised that I'm also surprised that a number of people. I'm also surprised that a number of people, in regards to my Digimon fic, have not questioned me pairing Davis up with Kari.
Yeah.
Because...
it took...
Granted, I used the
2 years.
Granted, I base is quite a bit of the characterization of everybody off of their Japanese counterparts, as opposed to the dub. But it's just like...
I need to upgrade my blood.
But it's just like, I've I've managed to attract more fans of Davis than I have with just about anybody else with this.
With very surprising results.
To which I'm like,
say.
why do you people like the... Like, I've seen that people... Someone did explain why they liked the way I wrote Davis. But that was mostly due to the fact that they felt that I was doing him right as opposed to the English dub of the anime.
Yeah.
But I felt like the dub was getting him a bit better by Last Evolution, by not only Last Evolution Kizuna, but also Zero to the Beginning and the redub of Hurricane Touchdown.
Oh yeah. I want to go back to regarding Torterra, but I put this in the broadcast chat, but yeah, like Torterra's ability Shell Smash just feels like a double-edged sword.
Yeah, and Shell Smash is a move that most people would know for Crustle, who is the evolved form of that one hermit crab.
I got the lungs.
Yeah. But if I were to do a Nuzlocke for Platinum, I'm probably gonna stick to either maybe Chimchar or just probably Piplup, most likely.
Yeah, that would probably be your best bet for a Platinum Nuzlocke. Because the monkey is, without debate,
ID wristband, level 2.
In terms
I can go.
Of competitive-wise, the best as fire starter out there.
Probably, isn't he a bit faster than Blaziken? Infernape, I mean.
Literally. Blaziken's more... Because keep in mind, the fastest starter in Gen 3 was Sceptile.
Yeah. That is true.
Blaziken is only slightly faster than Swampert.
Yeah. But I feel like Swampert is more tanky, as most water types are.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the starters, but I digress.
And of course, because it... And of course, it's because of the... Even though it's about as physical-oriented as, Feraligatr.
Yeah, because I feel like in some of the Pokemon Emerald speedruns I've seen, most speedrunners tend to go for a mud Swampert with a adamant or brave nature. Or, well, naughty nature. We want to emphasize physical attack. That's what I am doing in my Pokemon Fire Red Reignited playthrough on my 3DS as we speak. So I'm like very picky with the natures I go for.
Central Hall.
Yeah.
Now, and I know that a number of people, all that I've asked about my story, have liked, I think, the way I write Impmon. I base quite a bit of his characterization off of the dub, since the dub seems to have given him a lot more personality than the Japanese version.
Yeah. I'm sure, Hiroki Takahashi did the best he could.
He did! And
yeah.
He did. It's just like he sounds more generic bad guy.
Yeah, after hearing him in roles like him as Japan and Natalia and Ryu in Street Fighter, it's like, and Kenji Harima in School Rumble, it's like, yeah, still enough, a good role, all things considered.
Meanwhile, Derek Stephen Prince spices it up by making him sound like Joe Pesci. I like the idea and the execution behind it. And one thing that I felt all adds to like part of his sadistic personality when he turns into Beelzemon was like unlike in the Japanese version where he kind of just you know, as that he's feeling great and strong and all that jazz. In the dub, he's like, he says to the Chrysalimon, "I'm gonna enjoy hearing you scream."
Yeah, I'm gonna hope you enjoy getting your ass whooped.
like that sounds like the type of character who would revel in one's suffering.
Yeah.
I go back.
I kind of wish that we got I kind of wish that we'd have the dub with the Japanese audio, so that way we could hear Black Intruder with the dub.
Yeah.
I wish you'd stop turning your flashlight off.
Remind me, when I was just looking through archive.org, like somebody managed to splice the English dub audio for Pokemon Journeys with the Japanese music, and
really,
it works. Yeah, it works. One of the episodes in question I was watching, involved Chloe or Koharu, Shermie Lee's character, how her and Yamper got along. Like they actually didn't get along well. Like, because there was the one episode where, like, Chloe was taking a priority in making sure P-Dove was taken care of, and this gets Yamper pretty jealous.
There was also a scene in that someone posted of a dub versus sub thing with Impmon and Renamon early on in Tamers when they first meet. And Impmon in the dub comes off way more confident than in the Japanese version, where at some point he just seems very uncertain.
Yeah, like he's kind of like doubting, very doubtful.
To which I'm like, Like I get that might have been the intention, but I feel like we should have saved that doubt out within him for later on in the story.
Yeah.
Because narrative-wise, that just sounds like you're giving away too much too early.
Yeah, well, it feels like yeah.
Which is odd given the fact that you would think the original version would be a bit more subtle.
Yeah.
Especially given the tendency that sometimes a lot of the time the dub would be the one at fault for removing the subtlety. I have to keep reminding people that the so-called profound quote from Mewtwo at the end of the first Pokemon movie wasn't even in the original Japanese version. They're quoting the dub.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, why would Mewtwo make the decision? If Mewtwo has gone through this development of sorts, why would he make the elective decision to vacate the premises while erasing everybody's memories of these events?
I must go now. My planet needs me.
Mewtwo died on the way to his home planet.
But this is
and to people who ask me which version of Mewtwo Strikes Back I would prefer, watch it in Japanese. You're gonna have a much better experience.
Keep in mind, Doug Walker, who originally gave that film lots and lots of shit in his OG review of it.
Oh yeah.
He actually gave the Japanese version more than a fair shake.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, they're called blister heads, not crimson heads.
Like, I have to say that the fact that Doug was willing to go back, redo a movie he reviewed
be completely destroyed.
Very harsh.
Early on in his career, and then actually he bothered to look into more of the film in general. Well, just tells you that he was more than willing to, you know. Oh, hold on, I gotta check.
Fair and honest, but yeah, grew a pair, as one says.
Yeah, Sonic says until the fire chicken got a speed boost. Of course. Because remember, in Gen 6, Blaze in Gen 6, Torchic's hidden ability went from Blaze to Speed Boost.
Oh, especially during the early release of Pokemon X and Y, if you have Mystery Gift, you get a free Blaziken with Speed Boost.
Torchic.
Or Torchic. Yeah, as a Torchic, of course.
And it's like, you really want me to sweep through this whole game without any semblance of difficulty, dude, don't ya?
At that point, you just made your Torchic a legitimate threat.
Yeah, you pretty much given me the I win button.
Just make sure, if you give it double team, it become untouchable. You can't touch me, motherfucker!
You know what you could do, Grace?
And you know, Alex, since
trial and error.
I did mention that
learn how to read Braille.
I did mention that one of the voice actresses from Batman the Animated Series was in Digimon, right?
Yes.
Mari Devon, whom...
Yeah, it's a shame she wasn't able to come back to do her character in the Gurren Lagann movie since she had retired during the midst of COVID. Sadly.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it really is.
She voiced Summer Gleason in Batman the Animated Series, so she was a reporter.
Ooh.
I'm sure she could. I'm sure if asked, she would probably come back. I mean, they were able to drag. Yeah. They were able to drag Mark Drayson out of retirement for Berserk.
I mean, heck, even Aitenchi Muyo, they were able to get Patria Burchard and Matt K. Miller to come back for that, since those were the only two VAs, as far as I know, and Sherry Lynn as well.
Sherry Lynn and Rebecca Forsyth. So yeah, it's not like you can't. It's not like retirement for some people is a choice.
Yeah. And to be honest, when I saw that, with the Aitenchi Muyo stuff, like, I was happy with Matt K. Miller and Patria Burchard coming back, because they sound just as good as ever and not missing a single beat at all. Because the only two that were replaced were Jennifer Darling and Katie Vogue as Ayaka and Washu. So, in turn, we got Shermie Lee and Karen Strassman taking over those two roles, respectively.
Right?
Yep. And honestly, if there were going to be more Tenchi Muyo stuff they were going to dub, I would not mind seeing more of Shermie Lee as Ayaka. But, like, I still hold a special place for Jennifer Darling as Ayaka. After hearing her as Irma in TMNT 1987.
And Alex, do also keep in mind that Mari Devon was also Togemon, the cactus with boxing gloves.
Looks like Little Mac has some competition to deal with. Eat your heart out, Little Mac.
I remember one person that explained thoroughly why they like the way I've characterized Davis in my story. Thinking that it was a bit odd for or my version of Growlmon to turn into Skull Greymon, I did explain that I was not sure if I was going to be able to do this, but then because of Digimon World Next Order validating this, I was like, you know what? I can do it. We can make this happen. They suggested that I turn. They suggested that the corrupted form should be Dorbikmon, and I looked up Dorbikmon and I'm like, that's a fucking mega level.
Yeah. Isn't Skull Greymon like ultimate champion?
Skull Greymon is ultimate level.
Okay.
I didn't want to introduce mega level until later.
Didn't want to spoil the surprise, as one says.
And plus, this Megidramon that early on.
Yeah.
Do you hate the digital world that much?
Mm-hmm.
That's my question to some people. Like, do you hate the digital world that much? Because I at least know how power scaling in Digimon works. It's goddamn insane. Like, you could have some of the most jokey Digimon out there be able to generate generate the power of a black hole.
Jesus Christ.
I wish I was joking.
I shall generate not one, not two, not three, but a bajillion black holes. Have fun.
To which I'd be like, I'm sorry, what? And keep in mind, in Adventure, we had a Digimon that literally created a pocket universe. And he's a weak sauce ultimate level Digimon.
Oh, yeah.
Vademon, whom in the Adventure, or dubbed, was voiced by the late Robert Axelrod.
Robert Axelrod.
Alex, I'm sure you remember that character, right?
Yes.
He's the brain with tentacles?
Oh, the one that Izzy/Koshiro fights deals with?
Yep. Well, first he gives up his inquisitive heart, which is essentially the equivalent of his soul. And then they fight later down the line.
Yep.
If Adventure fans, well, like I said before, if Adventure fans are wondering if I would ever adapt stuff like Trier or the two movies that came after it, I can't.
I suppose.
Why don't
And
you give
now-
her a piggyback ride?
And now I have Star Raptor.
Okay, so
Ooh.
the game just did that thing
Right.
where the physics engine reset.
Gonna get rid of Quick Attack. Because Star Raptor, I believe, is fast enough.
Yep.
And now that we're done on training up Star Raptor, let's talk about it.
Yeah. Staraptor.
Staraptor, I consider the best regional bird or Pokemon. Partially due to literally learning close combat upon evolution.
Making it one of the best viable options.
But also,
Against-
due to the fact that it's basically like Swellow from Gen 3.
But on steroids. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
The pieces, they're coming together.
Staraptor in the anime was one of Ash's better bird type Pokemon. As the minute he ended up getting it as a Starly, he started teaching it Aerial Ace.
And I think it learns that early on as you level up.
As Staravia.
Ah.
His Starly was the very first Pokemon in his Sinnoh team to evolve. And then it eventually turned into Staraptor during the Pokeringer contest, as that Paul also happened to participate in. For whatever reason. Because it's kind of repeating what happened in the Advanced Generation anime, where in a similar competition, Ash ended up battling against James in that. And his Tailo turned into a Swellow during it. However, the minute it evolved into Staraptor, it went full ham on Paul's Honchkrow.
Staraptor be like, yeah, keep insulting Ash, you ain't gonna get a piece from me.
Yeah, just imagine the tips of its wings transforming into fists, and then it just throws hands.
It throws hands at Honchkrow, and I'll be like, what? No, this can't be. I'm better than you. I'm so much better than Satoshi. Damn it, no, this can't be.
I just
Fuck
hate
you, Ash.
I get that Paul is supposed to be like a ruthless, this type of rival character, but at the same time, I'm like, I hate this.
He seems like he's like Sasuke but douchey as fuck.
Yeah, and he even gets to get
Sasuke then.
Yeah, and he even gets to get away with his douchey attitude. Who, despite blatantly disrespecting superiors on multiple occasions, and especially
even Pyramid King Brandon calls him out on his hypocrisy.
Yep. And Paul's a sore loser.
When he shows up in Journey, it seems like he kind of mellowed out from the clips I saw.
Off screen.
Yeah.
All of his character development happened off screen.
Oh yeah.
It's not like Silver, because he's clearly trying to be Silver.
The
rival character from Gen 2. Because through repeated humblings, Silver started to actually change his ways, to the point of his Golbat turning into a Crobat, which shows some good gameplay story integration.
True.
Hell, in your last canonical battle with Silver in Mount Moon, he outright says, I know I can't beat you, but I can't help but want to battle you.
Yeah, especially in the subsequent rematches, like, his Pokemon are fully evolved. Especially the Crow. During certain days at the Pokemon League.
Yep. I have to imagine a lot of these events are why Emil is delaying more of his Pokemon Soul Silver playthrough.
Oh yeah.
Because last we left off on him, he had finished up a Brock's gym.
Ah yes. He goes take on Johnny Young Boss.
And the funny thing is that in Pokemon Origins, Brock's design actually reflects off this Heart Gold Soul Silver version. As does pretty much a majority of the characters in that.
Yeah, I feel like Lieutenant Surge, yeah, he had his like
hey little blind girl, you fucking done yet?
But just lacks the gloves. During the recap, one of the recaps.
didn't like the fact that they felt the need to just recap have all that stuff up instead of, you know, organically going through a whole journey with this with Red, because it doesn't give us much.
Emily! Here we fucking go. My God! Get Emily back. That's gonna be easier said than done, but, you know.
And now I'm aiming to get at one more of my party members fully evolve, because I gotta wait a while before I get Galbite into Garchomp. Because this route is not gonna do me any favors on that regard. And people might be thinking, oh, why don't you use the Versus Seeker? And I'm like, you want me to use the Versus Seeker to just find any random set of trainers, pray that they're rematchable. That's not a word, I don't care. And just, you know, repeatedly battle them until...
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well,
oh, look at that, it's Seth Rogen.
Until I eventually get what I need. To which I respond with, no. I'm not doing that.
Okay, well, I guess I don't have any choice. I'm going down through the hole. I was gonna go back and resupply, but it's hole time. Not really. You had no way of predicting that would ever happen.
Oh, and also, O0, latest chapter in my story with, where our heroes end up confronting Puppetmon.
Master.
He tried to force TKA to go Uzi time. Uzi time, baby. I'm sorry, I had to quote that bit from Deadpool. Wait, why are we stopping? Hey, I'm just to catch my breath. Ah, you're dead weight.
Leon has now once again been stripped of his magnificent jacket and been left in nothing but a navy blue dry fit and a tactical vest. You'd think they would have taken the tactical vest away from him.
But no. At any rate, one more evolution to discuss. Luxray! He's also a usual suspect for, you know, playthroughs of Gen 4. Like, I'm serious. Try to find a Gen 4... Try to find any Gen 4 playthrough that doesn't use Luxray, because Luxray is a must-have on your team. It's a decent mixed attacker, leaning more physically than special. And it can learn all sorts of special attacks and special and physical attacks and whatnot, but it specializes primarily in Spark, Thunderfang, and eventually Crunch.
God damn it.
Weirdly enough, the last move that it learns...
I don't need this homoerotic bullshit in my life, is what's going through Leon's head as Gideon is just gently caressing his neck muscles.
What the heck? Homoerotic? What?
You are a magnificent specimen, aren't you, Mr. Kennedy?
Oh, man. But
you have beautiful hair and magnificent muscles for a man nearing 50. I'm wondering if you could share your secrets.
Push-ups,
Well, you know,
sit-ups.
happy wife, happy life, and all that.
To which Leon would
I can
also
only imagine
respond,
I can only imagine your marriage must be absolute shit given how you look.
to which
Why are
Leon
you
would...
wearing, why are you wearing a snakeskin lab coat, by the way?
You want to know what Leon's actual retort would be? Yeah, Alex?
What?
I do a lot of push-ups and sit-ups, and I drink plenty of juice.
Him from Smiling Friends would be like, "Oh my god, that is so awesome! Is there anything more to it than that?"
No.
Yeah. Oh! Charlie will be like, "That's it? Really?"
Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real.
I mean, hell.
Papa stainless steel, spinning back kick to the fucking face.
Zero, keep in mind...
Oh my god, you
I-
left my fucking alligator snapper right next to me.
Zero, keep in mind, when Saitama told old Genos and Carnage Kabuto exactly how he got so strong, they thought he was fucking with them.
Yeah, until they saw his raw strength, like his legitimate freaking strength, like,
And
oh,
it was...
shit.
And he found
Yeah,
out that it was... And he found out that it was bargain day at the supermarket.
Leon, that sounds like it might be the
I love
understatement of the goddamn century, but, you know.
Oh, of course.
It's bargain day at the supermarket!
While trying to do a Shoryuken.
So,
Leaving poor Ray Chase wondering.
unfortunately, Luxray has not been featured as a primary member of anybody's team aside from Volkner, or who is the Sunny Shore City gym leader.
They didn't take my Lucky Charms, they didn't
Yeah.
take my axe, they didn't take my fucking alligator snapper, and they didn't take... Oh.
Alex, there is one thing they might have... Alex, there is one thing they might have taken.
I just realized something.
What?
They took the Twinkies.
This is Sherry's gun.
Okay, what I was going...
I was gonna make a Zombieland joke.
Give me
Okay.
a second, I have to replug my...
Now, Luxray, as well as Star
Fun
After...
fact, the gun that Leon uses in Resident Evil 6 is called the wingtip, I think is what. He has two of them.
Yep.
Guess who was using the alligator snapper in Resident Evil 6?
Oh,
It was Sherry.
of course it was.
They're not being subtle. They're really not being
Nice.
subtle.
They're not even trying to hide it. My God.
Now, in terms of...
Give me my handgun ammo. Fuck.
Now, in terms of Gen 4 or Electric-type Pokemon, more often than not, people will, pick Luxray, because look at your options real quick and tell me if there's anything remotely useful outside of Luxray or Raichu. And good luck trying to get a Pikachu. Oh, and Platinum.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It literally isn't until Platinum that we got more viable options like Magnemite, which
Magnezone?
turns into Magneton, and then Magnezone with a single level up in Mount Coronet. Then we also have
Magnezone has Magnet Rise to negate the ground type moves.
And then there's Jolteon, which was added.
Thank God. Adding the evolutions to the fray.
Yep. So if you wanted to just not use Luxray, hey, you can just get an Eevee and turn into a Jolteon with a Thunderstone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and then there's one of my absolute goated electric types in all of Pokemon, Electivire. It's a trait evolution, sure, but it's a very viable one.
Once you go through the trade and give it the item it needs, you're pretty much a go-go.
Yep.
Good to go.
So yeah, if you're playing OG Diamond and Pearl, you only
You're
have
stuck with.
you only have the giant pussycat or the or Raichu. Speaking of which, like Taka characters, I did watch on Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, but in a Spanish fan dub. And it's kind of funny how they got how that dub ended up getting the official Spanish voice for Piccolo in that.
Oh, nice.
You, my friend, need to go on a diet.
Which, yes, that does mirror the fact that Team 4-Star actually got Chris Sabat for it.
Cool.
Under the alias of DJ Sexy Dillionaire. Very subtle Sabat.
Yeah. Very subtle naming that would probably bite him in the ass, considering what he would become later on in life.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it.
And
Hope it was worth burning all that goodwill, Sabat. Just a food for thought.
And and they actually had the Spanish fan dub ended up changing a number of music and the sound effects from the TFS version. And which, by the way, guess what music plays when an Alucard is being talked down by Abraham Van Helsing in the Spanish fan dub?
What?
Just guess. Just take a wild guess, because it's not the tune that was playing in the original abridgment.
Is it the Castlevania theme?
Nope. I'll give you a hint. It's based off of a movie from the 90s, an animated movie from the 90s that we watched more than once.
Oh. It's from The Lion King.
You get one more guess, and you're close in terms of release window.
The Land Before Time.
We didn't do that movie more than once. We only... It's Batman Mask. It's the main theme of Batman Mask of the
Mask
Phantasm.
of the Phantasm.
Yeah, they used the main theme from Mask of the Phantasm in that scene. And when Abraham Van Helsing in the Spanish fan dub asks, "What say you now?" Oh, instead of the aristocrats, Alucard responds with, "Your mom."
That's still a good one.
Yes. But they also had a fan, and they've also had to change it. They've also ended up changing a couple of the sound effects here and there. Because I'm guessing that since this isn't as, big or as popular as Team 4-Star, they were limited on a number of things. Just keep in mind, TFS ended up getting their own recording studio eventually. These guys are just a fan dub thing.
The sound effects thing might have been just a matter of, like, you're trying to reconstruct the music and effects track and you don't have access to the original, so you just wind up using whatever, which is what I've done before.
Yeah, that's true.
The first Sonic X fan dub I was in did that too.
Mm-hmm. So, then of course, By the way, speaking of fan dubs, I did hear that the fan dub for episodes 4 and 5 are coming out this weekend.
Yeah, guess what else is happening that night?
What?
We're watching Batman Begins up at the dojo.
So, is this going to be another early thing?
Yes.
Damon, you heard that, right? Damon? Damon! Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. And thus Damon was kidnapped by ninjas.
Oh no.
So... And... every time I see that fucking bit with Alucard fighting into Alhambra, I'm like, the fuck is this? I found the source of it, thanks to TV tropes, but I'm like, I still don't know what the fuck this is. This answers nothing. Which, by the way, Alex, I did send you the clip isolated from the rest of the episode.
Oh, cool.
Because I have an idea in mind for things that we will be doing in the future. And believe me, it's gonna be funny. Now... I also sometimes end up coming across, like whenever someone uses the manga image of the aspects of death that the Espada embody, almost nobody ever uses the real one. They always use the one or the only one that isn't an actual aspect of death is Noitura's, and his is just labeled misogyny. And I'm like, that's not his aspect. Anybody who's read the original manga or watched the show know what his aspect of death is, and it's despair. The aspect is represented through their characterization. And despair has consumed Noitura so much to the point where... or the reason why he seeks out battle is to die. And it's just like... my guy... And we find out that the reason why he has this sexist demeanor about him is literally to mask his insecurities. Because he's got a ridiculous superiority complex. Like, he believes because he's strong, that means he should trample on the weak. And the only person who has ever treated him as anything but strong is Neliel. She treats him as though he were a beast that needs to be watched.
Hell yeah. I got a hand grenade. This looks kind of like the ones that the Marine Corps had to... It might actually be the ones that... Scalable. It is a scalable hand grenade. This is the one that the Marine Corps had to ban because you can just add more onto it.
Now, Alex, Take a wild guess how you're supposed to evolve Licky Tongue in Gen 4.
How?
By teaching it rollout.
Ah.
Because then it turns into Licky Licky.
Okay,
Yep,
so that's
that's
what
right.
handgun ammo is.
So Damon, you heard what we were saying, right?
Yeah.
That
there
because
is
Alex
that
has got
fellow.
another movie to watch at the dojo, we're having to do this new Destiny Deoxys early.
That's alright.
Do I
And
have all the things?
it's weird
I have all
how
the things.
Advanced and Advanced Challenge have had movies come out like right around the middle of their series, but the movie for Advanced Battle doesn't come out until long after the Hoenn region is done. On in there now.
Because of Ash's Stampede and May's Squirtle.
Or as Chugga Conroy put it in his Crystal LP.
Yeah.
B.
Yeah, I love that moment. Oh my god, as soon as I got the video, I found a fan bee! Oh!
He literally screamed like a girl at that moment.
Yep, just like he did with that Doug Trio in his Fire Red Let's Play.
4080.
You know, Alex, if Jesse had kept around the Licky Tongue, do you think it would have turned into a Licky Licky by the time the Gen 4 anime happened?
Yes, but James would have made sure that it went away.
Jesse!
Nobody's allowed to be licky-licking on her except for me.
Jesse! You know why I quote that, Alex? You know
Yes.
why?
Leon does not need to use ladders. He is almost 50, but he has the knees of a
So for
40-year-old.
I once again apologize to people who were expecting progress in this stream session. You're not getting that today.
I've made progress, but there is no stream session because the stream has been taken down by the fact that the game apparently does not want to work.
You're fucking joking.
The game works fine, but I'm not actually streaming right now.
So you're just playing it?
I'm recording, and then I'm going to upload the recording.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because that would feel like a colossal waste of time.
I do have the Switch version that I'm planning on playing for the sake of playing later.
I'm gonna hopefully try to finish this grinding off screen for next session, and if it comes to that, because this is why I don't like to grind on screen, people.
That's fair.
Because I know you can't really hear much audio, because I turned it down. But do you really want to be hearing this music forever? Or, I'm sorry, I gotta slip in my Suzaku voice. Forever?
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 What?
By the way, Alex,
Ow!
I had finished what Bender asked of me today, and hopefully he got it.
Yep, I gotta get that done after I get done here. I thought I was going to be able to hit you with a shotgun shell, and I was wrong.
So since I sent you an excerpt of a part of chapter 18 of my story, I did want to know what you thought of it. Since, as I told you, it is a loose adaptation of when Tai ended up in the real world after his battle with Edamon.
Oh, lovely, a crimson head.
I'm gonna go heal real quick.
Burst their heads if you want to survive. Well,
Zero. Oh, I got a question. If you're around to answer it. Okay. Thank you. Okay, good answer. I'm just giving like a thumbs up. I ended up showing my older sister, what people were talking about in regards to the immense level of detail, all that it took to render and animate.
Hey, I'm surprised it took me this long to parry.
Anyway, Alex, as I was saying, so I showed my older sister a short video of someone going over the detail level of the insane level of detailed animation on Aslan and Narnia. It's because of the way that a lion's mane is, the level of detail on a lion's mane and whatnot. Aslan took 10 hours to render just for a single frame.
I shot you!
It's look, I get that it's kind of a nightmare to render, but at the same time, without that, but at the same time, they were willing to dedicate themselves to making this look as good as possible. And plus, it's not like Aslan is in a lot of the movies anyway. He's used very sparingly.
Alright. So what is the level cap are we going for before
level 34, so I'm probably going to be doing the rest of this grinding off screen.
But yeah, if you were to do any of the grinding off screen, I would say probably maybe disable the animations so that way it could go a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I like the animations.
I don't know, that's kind of I kind of turn it off whenever I'm grinding sessions. I think that's what
anyway,
I ended up doing for my own.
So Zero, I was going to ask, if you've read my story, if you've been reading my stories so far, what would you say has been your favorite part of it?
I need to go through at some point.
Alright.
Yeah.
I understand if you're a bit busy and whatnot. I'm making you do it now.
But yeah.
I'm just saying when you have free time. And give it a look-see.
I'll do that.
There should have been more back and forth radio, just goofy banter, just to fill out the space, because, that's, I just don't like the fact that, I know what they were trying to do, they were trying to make it seem a little bit scarier, by having it just be Leon talking to himself most of the time. I don't like that. I think there should have been more,
Leon
another
or something
day
else.
at the office.
This is
just
literally
at the office kind of talk.
This is literally why the Devil Artemis sketch is just so good.
Yeah.
Because Leon doesn't really. Because Leon is the only parts of Leon's dialogue that's in there is exactly what you described, and the bomb ass one-liner he drops after or taking out Cell. I gotta show you that sketch if you haven't seen it already. And the thing, Devil Artemis would eventually get at Neo Metal Sonic in one of his actual episodes that wasn't just as the death battle fight. And the thing, Devil Artemis actually turned out to be a legitimately great Cell voice. Because, we thought he was...
Of course!
Because, it was a lot of people thought that he was just the gag Cell. The other gag Cell, aside from Curtis. I think it would have been hard for R2... at this point, it's kind of hard to get at Curtis in on some of this stuff. of nowadays due to him being in Canada and all that jazz.
Yeah.
So it was probably a safer bet for the Death Battle team to just have Devil Artemis do it. And for his last animated contribution to Death Battle, he certainly went out strong.
Yeah.
I especially love his subtle jab at Shadow after Cell declares himself the ultimate life form, into which Neo Metal Sonic's like, I already have his data. So, going a bit into, like, the Pokemon contributions for Death Battle, because they've had several contributions. So, how would so the Pokemon Death Battles are as follows: Ash's Pikachu versus Blanca, Venusaur versus Charizard versus Blastoise, Pokemon versus Digimon, which is Red and his Charizard versus Ash and Tot, or not Ash. Hi and Agumon. Mewtwo versus Shadow, Lucario versus Renamon, Goro versus Machamp, and Ash versus Yugi. I swear, I feel like I have spells of dyslexia here and there, and I can't fucking read.
Little dyslexic there, huh?
Yeah. So, my rankings for best to worst Pokemon Death Battles are Ash versus Yugi, because I'm willing to admit the fight animation, and the music, especially since they got Jason friggin' Page for it, that was something. Second best is Pokemon versus Digimon, because it's like it's like Red's Charizard versus Tai and Agumon was definitely a great season finale. Then we have Goro versus Machamp. I just love the campiness of that fight. Like, Goro is taking this seriously, and Machamp is just treating this like it's another wrestling match.
Another game.
Dude even dabbed in the middle of the fight. That is just... That's insane.
Maximum disrespect.
I know! Then we have the Pokemon Gen 1 Starter Battle Royale. I like the idea. I wish the execution was a bit better. Lucario versus Renamon, I was just like...
every time I start.
Are you happy, Pokemon fans? You got your win against Digimon, even though it was bullshit.
Only one furry show. I'm sorry, that sounded wrong.
No, you were... Considering how much the furry fandom loves both of them, yeah. And keep in mind, Alex, 1 Minute Melee did this battle, and they did it much better. Better animated, too. Because that sprite battle was pitiful.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, then we have Ash's Pikachu versus Blanca. Blanca had no business winning that.
Yep. Just mashing the punch button as hard as you can. And fast.
No, he didn't even spam his electric attack. He and Pikachu clashed with like Volt Tackle and whatnot, and Blanca just straight up ate Pikachu. In a very anticlimactic manner.
I hate that one so much.
Oh, but Alex, the worst I've yet to list. Mewtwo versus Shadow.
I fucking hate that one.
See, there we go. Alright, guys. Yeah.
So, I'm gonna be wrapping up for the night soon.
I don't think I need to explain why Mewtwo versus Shadow sucks, because we already explained why that battle is fucking atrocious.
You can find our reaction to that video elsewhere on this channel. Also, I just realized, I was thinking, I was like, why is Sherry's concept art not unlocked until, like, late in the fucking game? And I remembered, it was like, oh, right, that unlocks after she takes off the glove. That would have been a spoiler.
Anyway, so, where do you guys rank the Pokemon Death Battles?
All of them are bad except for Yugi versus Ash.
You really hate Pokemon versus Digimon too?
I don't... In terms of spectacle, I kind of feel like... I don't know. No, I was mostly just kind of going for a troll there. In terms of spectacle, it's alright. I still don't know enough about Digimon, but my nostalgia will tell me that Pokemon should win, even though I don't like Red. I prefer Ash.
Alex, your nostalgia is wrong.
I'm aware.
Your nostalgia has deceived you for the last time.
Yes. I hope this video comes out alright, because the OBS window has been stuttering throughout. I can't wait for Capcom to remove the De Novo DRM. There's 2 different cancer DRMs nowadays. It's hard to keep track of them. So that I can get my additional, what was it, like 25-30% boost.
Alright, so before we close off, Alex, why don't you give your rankings of each of the Pokemon on Death Battles in order from best to worst?
Okay, so best is obviously Ash versus Yugi. Then next, probably gonna have to be Digimon versus Pokemon. And then Blanca versus Pikachu. And then
Alex, I listed a few other ones, which are Goro versus Machamp, and Lucario versus Renamon, and the Gen 1 starter battle royale.
Okay, well, best is Ash versus Yugi.
Yes.
Next would be Goro versus Machamp. Next would be probably the starter battle royale. Either that or Pokemon versus Digimon. Pokemon versus Digimon is next, or maybe it's the other one. Then Pikachu. Then Lucario versus Renamon's above that. Then Pikachu versus Blanca. Then Mewtwo versus Shadow.
Yeah, it's like, no matter how you slice it, Mewtwo versus Shadow is objectively the worst death battle, and I've seen doozies.
We have it on its own tier, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's...
Isn't that the death battle where they broke the 180-degree line on a 2D plane?
Yep, and we also saw the green screen on there as well. And they had the voice actors just give deliberately bad performances, just because for Shadow's case it was just mimic the voice of the older English dub, to which I'm like, no, that's not acceptable.
Yeah.
I don't accept bad performances.
Alright, well...
Well, I'm gonna be grinding Gabite off screen, so look forward to that. So you know where to find Alex and myself. You can find Ultimate Zero X on Instagram and Twitter, and DJ Brett12 on BitChute.
Yep.
Yep.
You can find me at Ultimate 0x and Ultimate_0x on both respective platforms.
So until then, we will see you Friday for Digimon Adventure 2, The Beginning. The last Digimon Adventure movie that we'll be getting for quite some time. Because, hey, if they want to continue the adventure continuity, hey, that's their shit. It's not my business.
Yeah. Till next time. Bye, everybody.